Hi, my name is Vanessa, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit today about some of the safety precautions and regulations that you should take into account during the COVID-19 crisis. So there are a couple of names that COVID-19 has taken on. It's most commonly referred to as COVID-19 or just the coronavirus. So when you hear either one, they mean the same thing. With all the news that's coming out right now, it's very difficult to navigate what you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing, and what's the relevant information behind the disease. So, my goal is to navigate some of that with you and go over the ways to protect yourself and your family and just the people around you. So, all the information that I am using is coming from the CDC, which is the Center for Disease Control. They are the ones that are at the front line and the ones that are collecting all the information about this disease and figuring out what exactly it does to people and just how to stay safe. So one thing to remember before we jump into what you can do to prevent the spread is it's important to remember that there is no vaccine yet for this disease. So most illnesses that come along in the United States, we have a vaccine for. This one is a new one, and there are vaccines in the works, but there is nothing that is made yet. So next I wanted to talk to you about some ways to protect yourself, the people around you, and just to help stop the spread of this disease. So the best way to avoid exposure to COVID-19 is just to avoid people in general. So that means just avoiding being around out in society as much as you can. I understand, you need to get groceries and such for your family, and there are other circumstances that will require you to leave the house. But just as much as you can, just try and stay at home. That just eliminating as much contact between people is the key to kind of preventing the spread. Another important thing to remember is to wash your hands often. So that means 20 seconds should be the minimum that you wash your hands for. You need to put water on your hands, soap, and just kind of get in those cracks and crevices of the hands and just go for at least 20 seconds, and that has proven to be very effective with removing the germs. This is especially important if you have been in a public place and you have been around, you're in a different environment, so it's really important to get rid of those germs. If you don't have a hand washing station available to you, hand sanitizer is the next best option. You want to make sure the alcohol content is high enough, but generally most hand sanitizers you find at the store, you can ask around for some, will be sufficient to clean the germs off. But I do want to say again, hand washing is the most effective form. So another thing to watch out for is avoid touching your face. So avoid putting your hands near your mouth, itching your eyes, just all of that. So just avoid touching the face because that is where the germs will enter. This is very important. Just avoid contact with anybody who is sick. So if you know somebody who is sick, just try to not be around them. And then if it's a family member or something like that and you need to take care of them, do not go out into public. Do not be spreading the germs around. Just stay at home as much as possible. So one thing that the CDC says is social distancing in the aspect of just trying to stay away from people in general, and also if you are near somebody, try and stay 6 feet away. So 6 feet away looks like about the length of a door or the length of the mattress that you sleep on at night. So just kind of have that visual in your mind if you're around someone and try and keep that safe distance. This is also very important when you sneeze or when you cough. Make sure to either cover it with a mask. Do not cough into your hand. Do not just cough into the air, because that is how the particles spread. So either cover it with a tissue or a cloth, or cough on the inside of your elbow. And then if you do cough or you sneeze, or you were around somebody that coughed or sneezed, it would be very smart to just go and wash your hands directly after, or use hand sanitizer. It would also be a good habit to start cleaning your surfaces daily. So wiping everything down that you've been touching, and just cleaning stuff in general. Just in case any, germs snuck in there, because it is invisible and we don't know where it is lurking. So these are some important things to remember as you are navigating through this pandemic, and I wish you well.